ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive. Winner of the 2024 West Virginia Broadcasters Association Excellence in Broadcasting Award for Best Talk Show.
It is Tuesday, December 17th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line this hour, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We're going to mostly hear from you this hour. We got a lot to get into, obviously, last night. If you were watching basketball, it went fine. The Thundering Herd getting the victory over West Virginia Wesleyan. We expected that, 93-63. Thundering Herd. It was actually a good game for a few minutes. I thought Wesleyan would come out and actually play hard. I mean, it was a big deal for them. They're playing Marshall. It's a big name for Wesleyan, and they played it tough. Thundering Herd, however, started to pull away and just, I think, thankfully, kept the foot on the gas, but at the same time didn't make this thing just absurd. But 93-63, good game. We'll break it down a little bit later on. And, of course, unfortunately, last night, the Thundering Herd on the pitch do not get to bring home a national championship. Number 2 failed to do that. I got home because after we did basketball, I wrapped up and I tried to get home as fast as I could so I could watch the second half. And, Marshall had scored. I'm like, okay, great. We're like, it's the 80th minute. All right, just hang on here. Hang on. It's close. I don't like it. I was hoping the Herd to be up me 2 or 3 goals. And then the wheels just fell off the wagon here. And I didn't like that. Okay, we're going to overtime. I don't like this. I don't like where we're going here. I didn't like the defensive breakdown. And then Vermont, because I've seen them do that a couple of times. Just looking at them, they were described as the cardiac cats for a reason. Here they come, doing what they've been doing. Team of Destiny. Vermont wins its first ever national championship. First ever in any sport. First national championship for the American East. I understand that as well. So congratulations to Vermont. But at the same time, disappointing loss for the Thundering Herd. The bus will be here soon. I understand that it is on its way somewhere in the next 20 to 30 minutes. It should be at Hoops Family Field. Across the West Virginia border earlier in the afternoon, traffic slowing them down. So hopefully there are a lot of you that are heading down right now to celebrate. This team got to the national championship game. Absolutely something to be proud of. Didn't win, unfortunately. That's okay. You got to the national championship game. You can build off of that. And I think Chris Grassi is the type of coach that you can take this setback and you can build it and you can turn it around. Hopefully the Thundering Herd can make this more of a constant getting to the national championship game. Can't win them all, unfortunately. But the good news is Marshall did get an opportunity. Just a disappointing night. And I know some of you were disappointed in that. And I saw a few of you talk about it's just been a disappointing week for the Thundering Herd. Was it really, at the end of the day, Marshall got to play for the national championship. Yeah, heartbreaking, yeah, disappointing. It was still a pretty good season. You get to play for the championship. And we could get over this one, right? Or not. Is it a gut punch? We'll open the text line up, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. That is our text line to be a part of today's show here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Also, you can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Paul Swann. We'll get your replies and post in this hour as well. So we'll get the text going here in the next few minutes. We got a lot to get into. We're going to break this basketball game down. Good win for the Thundering Herd. We've got football action coming up tonight for you. And we go on the air at 9 o'clock. It is the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl, and it's going to be West Virginia taking on number 25 Memphis. So that's coming up tonight, 9 o'clock. We got bowl action throughout the week right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. So tomorrow, taking the day off, we've got the Boca Raton Bowl tomorrow and the LA Bowl. So we've got two games starting airtime at 5 o'clock tomorrow. So we're going to take Wednesday off. Then we'll be back with you on Thursday. And then we're going to take Friday off. Of course, we've got the college football playoff first round coming up as well. You can hear all those games here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. So I just want to let you know, Saturday, the Herd's going to be in action, taking on Southern Miss. That's going to be on 93.7 The Dog, because we're going to have the first round of the college football playoff. Monday, we might get a show in, but on the 23rd, probably not. We've got bowls that day. Tuesday on Christmas Eve, we'll let you know. We've got the Hawaii Bowl coming up. And, of course, on Christmas Day, obviously, we're going to have the NFL. We won't be here. Same thing on December 26th. And same thing on December 27th. So we've got a couple of shows coming up, and then we've got the bowl break. So close to that time where we once again have just a few days left in the year for you. Opportunity for me to tell you, hey, thank you so much for everything you've done for me this year. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of the show. Thanks for interacting. Thanks for agreeing with me. Thanks for not agreeing with me. Everything you do does matter to me, so I appreciate it. So we will get your text in just a few minutes, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Hopefully a lot of you are on your way to, if you're not there already, maybe you're in the car listening, appreciate that. The bus should be here soon, if not already. We'll check on that for the returning national finalist, runner-up in the national championship game, the Marshall Thundering Herd. Valiant effort, unfortunately falling short in that championship game in overtime to Vermont. The Catamount scored just over 4 minutes into the first overtime period, picking up its first national title. Marshall ended the season with a 15-2-7 mark. That was pretty good. And got to the national championship game. Still pretty good. So not too much to be sad about there, other than the fact that you missed out on the championship game. Obviously, it would have been great. And with the bad week that a lot of you have been having, that would have been something that would have been nice to kind of soften the blow of the fact that we don't have a bowl game now. It's over. Football season for both the soccer and the football team over. We got basketball to look forward to. So we'll get into all of that with you when we continue. Text line again is open, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255, or you can hit me on X at Paul Swann. More coming up on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the tri-state. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kenny Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
At Poca Valley Bank, a handshake can still mean the start of a great relationship. We've been greeting customers with a handshake since 1908. Why settle for less? If you're purchasing your first home or planning for your future, Poca Valley Bank is here to support you with personalized service and local expertise. They are your trusted advisors. Why settle for less when you can experience banking with a team that truly cares? Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter. Visit PocaValleyBank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. It's that time of year again, football season. Frank's has you covered from Marshall, WVU, the rest of college football to the NFL. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials they have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's. Check them out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Hi, I'm Nori, and over the years, my mother and I have opened our homes to those who need it most, and it's been so rewarding. I bet you didn't know that some adults who have unfortunately been mistreated need a place to call home in West Virginia. It happens more than you know. They may have some physical or mental limitations, and they need your help. Everyone deserves a place to call their own. I can tell you from my experience, it's worth it.
If you have an open heart and want to open your home, adult family care may be the right fit for you. Call the Department of Human Services and ask to speak to an adult family care home finder at 304-269-6820. Sponsored by the West Virginia Department of Human Services, the West Virginia Broadcasters Association, and this station. This project is supported by the Administration for Community Living, ACL, of the United States, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, as part of a financial assistance award totaling $1,227,345, with 100% funded by ACL HHS. The contents are those of the authors and do not necessarily represent the official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL HHS or the U.S. government.
This Christmas, Best Deal Equipment is grateful for you and our amazing community. We want to express our thanks for your continued support, our loyal customers. Stop by and check out our gas ATG excavators. On sale now for $4,200. Best Deal Equipment, Ripley, West Virginia. Merry Christmas.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
The holidays are the most cherished time of the year, but Jack's Auto Upholstery would like you to remember to continue these moments into the new year, not just during the holidays. And if you plan to celebrate, please be safe. From all of us to all of you, we wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Jack's Auto Upholstery, Pomeroy, Ohio, 740-508-1126. That's 740-508-1126.
Welcome to the Maya Miguel Challenge. Maya and her friends want you to know that whether you play sports, run, dance, or jump in place, it's fun to get up and play an hour each day. Take the Maya Miguel Challenge today at letsmove.gov. A message from the Ad Council and HHS.
You're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Winner of the 2024 West Virginia Broadcasters Association Excellence in Broadcasting Award for Best Talk Show.
304-396-TALK is our text line, 304-396-8255. On X, I'm at Paul Swann. Welcome back. It is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. So, how many of you were paying attention to basketball last night? It was tough last night. We had soccer going on in Cary. Heard taking on Vermont for the national championship. I know a lot of people made that trip down. By the way, we've got an update. The Thundering Herd bus, about 13 minutes ago, they updated everyone. They were through Charleston, and they figure, without any additional traffic delays, that the team will arrive at Hoops Family Field at 5:50 p.m. So about 30 minutes from now, 5:50 p.m., for those of you listening live, you'll be able to go out and greet the team as it returns from the national championship game in Cary. Be great to see a large crowd there. Let them know. Support them. Give those guys a lot of respect for what they did. And this is one of the more stable programs. You'll see guys leave, but you don't have to truly worry about too many players looking for better deals. These guys, they come in, they stick around, they do what you ask them to do. So this is one of those programs I think that's got a lot of potential for years to come to be one of those flagship programs. We talked about that over the years. What are the flagship programs at Marshall University? Well, obviously it's going to be football because football is the moneymaker. Obviously it's going to be basketball because basketball is right behind football. For many years, I thought, okay, flagship program for Marshall. Maybe softball was a flagship program. It's not hard to look at the success sometimes of tennis and go, hey, maybe a flagship program here. But truly, it's been soccer as a flagship program for many years, especially with the national championship and a runner-up just happening last night. This is a program that if you keep things going, you take care of the head coach, make sure he's got what he needs to win and continue to compete, I think you're going to see Marshall competing for multiple championships while Chris Grassi is here. Basketball, however, let's hope that the Herd can get it done. I know conference-wise, Herd isn't picked very high. We're going to find out at least what the Herd looks like in its first dose of conference play on Saturday. But tune-up before that. Last night, the Herd beating West Virginia Wesleyan 93-63 in that contest. Everybody got an opportunity. That was what was great about this game last night. Albina Anachili-Killen had 14 points. He was 6 of 8 from the field. Dezay Mingo, he had 10 assists. Complete game for him. 5 points, 10 assists. Had a steal. He had 8 rebounds. I mean, you might look at the score sheet and go, okay, 5 points. Yeah, but he was doing a lot of the other things on the court last night. He looked good. I thought Michael Dawson looked good, 19 points in that one. He was 5 of 9 from the three-point line, 7 of 12 overall. Had 3 rebounds as well. And you look at the assist-to-turnover ratio for the Thundering Herd, 30 assists, 12 turnovers. That's doing it right. Compared to Wesleyan had 16 turnovers, 10 assists. Marshall in that game got 26 points off of turnovers. Wesleyan got 15. 44 points in the paint for the Thundering Herd compared to 20 for Wesleyan. Second chance points, all Marshall there, 11-4. Fast break points, 15-8 in favor of the Herd. Bench points, 37 for Marshall, 18 for Wesleyan. Nate Martin had 9 points. He had 5 assists, had a couple of steals, 6 rebounds. There wasn't a double-digit rebounder in the game, but there were a lot of good performances. I mean, Marshall had 41 rebounds. Wesleyan only had 25. Marshall in that game shot 37 of 67. That's 55.2%. You want to get into the details. 3-point shot, Marshall, 13 of 32. 40.6%. Free throw line, not really many opportunities in it. I mean, it was a physical game, but it wasn't an out-of-line game. 6 of 9 for the Herd there. 66.7%. Free throw really didn't matter in this one too much. But go back and look at those numbers. 3-point line, first half, 7 of 19. Second half, 6 of 13. They shot better in the second half than they did the first half. They shot 44.1% in the first half. Second half, 66.7%. 22 of 33. Led by 35 with 7 minutes and 50 seconds to go. They got a 30-point win, led by 35. Had a couple of runs as well. Led this game for 35 minutes and 46 seconds. Wesleyan only would lead for 2 minutes and 27 seconds. Dominated them 41-24 in the first, 52-39 in the second. Pretty much dominated this game. And it was back and forth. It was up and down. But the Herd beat a team that it should have beat. I thought Wesleyan played better than their record indicated. I thought they were early on. It was more entertaining. It was more interesting in the first half. It was. But this was a team that they came in and they gave Marshall a fight. Now, the scoreboard might not indicate that, but I really felt like, okay, if you're going to play a team like this, Wesleyan comes in. This is a big deal for them. They played, they fought, they pushed the Herd a little bit. It was a tune-up. It was a warm-up game because you got Southern Miss. And funny enough, it's Southern Miss. How funny is that? Kind of that ha-ha funny. You think that the football heat is going to travel. You think the football heat is going to carry over to the basketball side of this. Is Marshall-Southern Miss going to be one of the new rivalries in Conference USA? Is that going to generate any heat? I know football it will. Will basketball generate any heat? What do you think? 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Are you looking for heat? Are you thinking that, okay, yeah, these two teams have got some history together, but now there's a little bit more reason for Marshall and Southern Miss to have some heat together. Huntington, Hattiesburg, a lot of people say, hey, look, they're similar. I don't know. The barbecue might be better in Hattiesburg. What do you think? Text line. Texter says, Paul, I love it that these two smaller schools played for the College Cup with the extreme long shot winning it all. You just know that has to be terribly unpalatable for WVU, Ohio State, and all the other so-called power conference schools that watch from home. I love it. They don't care about soccer at WVU. Just ask their fans. They don't care. Absolutely. Marshall would have won the national championship last night. And again, it's not a rivalry, but your WVU neighbor would have been like, that's not a real sport. Now let them win it. Let them get back to Cary and maybe win it. Oh boy, you'll never hear the end of it. But it's not a rivalry. But yeah, there you go. You've got the Sun Belt actually, and it helps that you bring in a school like West Virginia. They're very good in soccer, and I think for years to come, we're going to have this nice back and forth between the two programs. The head coaches like each other, respect each other. When you get on the pitch, it's all out war. But after that, you can be respectful towards each other. But you talk about Ohio State, it would have meant something to Ohio State. West Virginia fans probably are like, we don't really care. Get to Cary again. Yeah, they care. But I get what you're saying. Texture says, Paul, there will not be any heat in basketball for Southern Miss or football because they don't play every year in football. And that's a shame. I appreciate the text. I think the first time that the two schools play in football, it's going to be a little heat. Absolutely. Basketball, though, will the fans create that heat? That's the big question for me. Will the fans create that heat? 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I think the fans are going to create the heat. Not necessarily the teams. Because it's the transfer portal. You got a new bunch of kids coming in every year now. New bunch of kids coming in. And with that, you have a situation where you got to re-educate these kids. And so there might not be that deep heat in football with the teams because a lot of the kids are going to be different at Southern Miss. They're going to be different at Marshall. The fans, however, don't change. That's the big one there. The fans do not change. They'll remember. I'm just curious, will the students, at least early on, when the Herd play Southern Miss, will the students kind of taunt the basketball team if they're there in a large number? Will Marshall students taunt Southern Miss? I mean, I know it's not like, hey, there's Donnie Jones, he's back. Let's give him a lot of grief. It's not that situation because you saw him more, but I'm kind of curious. Will the fans maybe generate that heat? The teams maybe not directly, but in fandom, is that heat there? That's probably what I'm asking. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. On X, you can find me at Paul Swann. More coming up on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Now is the time to add on a new bathroom or remodel your old one with the latest up-to-date bathroom fixtures from Mutual Wholesalers, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Come in today to Mutual Wholesalers' beautiful showroom and see how your new bathroom will look. Check out Acre by Max. Have a new bathroom this year. Mutual Wholesalers, locally owned and operated, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Call 304-525-9118.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the tri-state. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kenny Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Hey, it's Lex and Terry, K&B Pest Control, locally owned and operated in Huntington, West Virginia, serving the tri-state.
Man, these guys are great. They do residential and commercial, indoor, outdoor, free estimates. These guys are the best, I'm telling you.
This is when the critters come out. High customer ratings, satisfaction guaranteed, large fleet, crew, meaning same-day appointments, and quick service.
All you got to do is pick up your phone and call Patrick, the owner. Okay, that's what you got to do. Or Becca. They're standing by to take care of you guys. It's K&B Pest Control.com online, and give them a call, man. They got a great Facebook page. Go ahead and like it. They got a phone number. We'll give you that. Why not? It's free. 304-523-4281.
Or go to kmbpestcontrol.com. They will tell you what everything looks like, what you're looking for, if you're getting a pest problem, and get on top of it. They're the best. Make sure you call Patrick once again, who is very passionate about his pest control, or Becca. K&B Pest Control. They'll kill for your business.
Trust the guys with over 40 years of experience at K&B Pest Control.
Giovanni's has great Italian dishes. Spaghetti with meat sauce, lasagna, ravioli, manicotti, all dinners served with hot garlic bread or Italian rolls. Giovanni's, the Italian place to be.
Sue's Junk and Antique Mall now offers gift cards. The perfect gift for the hard to buy. Stop into Sue's, located 459 Cannon Road, Huntington, West Virginia, and shop over 250 vendors. Open 7 days a week, Sue's Junk and Antique Mall, where the odds and ends become your new favorite gems. Hey, Tri-State, there is a place to shop at. The Huntington's Peddlers Mall is now open in the historic Central City District in Huntington. Over 200 vendors specializing in vintage antiques, home decor, furniture, collectibles, new mattresses, and everything in between. Peddlers Mall, located 800 14th Street West in Huntington. It's the place to go. Open 7 days a week. Visit anytime. Check out the website, peddlersmall.com, for more information. It's the Tri-State place to shop, Huntington's Peddlers Mall.
KFB The Better Bank would like to wish you a happy holidays. May your days be filled with peace and joy. As we reflect on this past year, we would like to thank you for trusting us with your finances and look forward to serving our community in the new year.
Altizer Farm Supply wishes you and your family a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. As your trusted Central Boiler dealer, they're here to keep you warm this holiday season. Visit them on Center Point Road in Thurman, Ohio. Warm wishes from everyone at Altizer Farm Supply. Elite Welding Academy wishes you a Merry Christmas and a bright new year, filled with endless possibilities. Whether you're starting a new career or advancing your skills, Elite Welding Academy is here to help you succeed. Visit EliteWeldingAcademy.com and start your welding future.
The holidays are here, and Dave's Supreme Auto Sales in Gallipolis wants to share a special Christmas wish. May your days be merry, your travels be safe, and your season be filled with joy. From our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
304-396-TALK, our text line. On X, you can find me at Paul Swann. This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Marshall Bus should be arriving soon at Hoops Family Field. If you're out there right now and you're listening to the show, you're out there, give me a text. Let me know what the crowd's looking like out there. I'm kind of curious. Since I'm here and you're there, give me a heads up. Let me know what's going on out there right now. 304-396-TALK is our text line. You can also, maybe you can shoot me some photos on X and I'll retweet them as well. We got some football news to talk about. That is positive. I know it hasn't been very positive over the last few days, but we've got at least some more positive football news to get into. First of all, say what you will about the situation at hand. One of the positives has been Mike Green. He earned second-team All-American honors from the Football Writers Association of America today, becoming the sixth player in program history to receive the recognition. Transparency, I am a voter with the Football Writers Association of America, and Mike Green, I put him on my ballot. And I'm happy a lot of people were able to do that as well, get him on the ballot. Anytime there's a Marshall player that's really good and really special, I try to make sure that I get them on every ballot I vote for. And it's been good to see Mike Green's name pop up. So he's a second-team All-American. And this is the second consecutive year for Marshall to have a player named. Jaden Harrison was named last year. So what makes him special? I think we just need to list the kind of stuff he's been doing all year just because it's worth listening to again. I mean, you're 2024 Sunbelt Player of the Year, Sunbelt Champion, 10-3 record, set the Sunbelt single-season sack record at 17 sacks, and tied Marshall's program record. 144 yards in sack yardage, tackles for loss, 22.5. Tackles for lost yardage, 155 yards. Tackles by a defensive lineman, 84. And you join an elite group of Marshall football players that have made the Football Writers Association All-American team. You got to go back to 1997 where Randy Moss made the team. You remember Randy? And we hope you get well, Randy. We're thinking of you. Jonathan Goddard in 2004. Mr. Vinnie Curry in 2011. Tavante Beckett in 2020. As freshman All-Americans, you had Tyler Williams in 2012 and Rasheen Ali in 2021. I think I got them all. And, of course, this is one of the important ones. There's going to be a lot of awards out there, and anytime you're honored, it's something special. But there's going to be a lot of awards, and some rank higher than others. I'll take anything that someone wants to offer. If there's an honor out there that Mike Green can win, go get it. But there are a few that mean more because you're trying to determine consensus All-American. Well, what's the standard? Well, the standard is the Walter Camp, the FCA, the AP, the Football Writers Association of America, and the Sporting News. Those are the big five. And so you're trying to get consensus All-American. You want to be on those lists. And so to be on some of the big lists means that people are paying attention to you. So there's some positive news today for Marshall football. That's your positive news today. Mike Green has been doing work, and absolutely hope that he gets everything he deserves. I mean, he was a tremendous player to watch and follow this year. Absolutely. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255 is our text line. Texter says, Paul, I have no hard feelings for Coach Huff or Southern Miss. I appreciate that text. I don't think anyone has hard feelings. I hope they don't anyway. For Coach Huff, this was a business transaction. For Southern Miss, this was a business transaction. Now, how we got to this business transaction, that is something that's going to be a case study in itself. And how these business transactions were handled is something we can question and talk about. And how these business transactions have impacted Marshall short-term and long-term is something we can talk about and should talk about. But at the end of the day, this is a business transaction. And I like Coach Huff. He never wronged me that I know of, at least. He made a business transaction. He made a decision. Part of that decision might have been made for him, and part of that decision might have been of his own making. But the decision was made, and he went where he thought that it would be a better situation, or the lifeline was thrown to him. You pick. Better situation for Coach or a lifeline to have a second chance. Because I don't think that he was long for the no longer at Marshall and unemployment line. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255 is our text line. On X, you can find me at Paul Swann. And here's another thing. You look at what's happened nationally and how the news of Marshall being unable to be in the bowl has sort of generated a lot of conversation. Some of it's been positive towards Marshall, understanding. Some of it's been negative. Filter out all the trolls. Just ignore that garbage. But Marshall has taken a hit in a lot of places. And I know a lot of fans are kind of concerned that, okay, Marshall bailed out on a bowl game. Marshall quit. The system is busted. But Marshall embarrassed the university, embarrassed the brand, ruined the season. Just quit. There are people who've already bought their bowl tickets, and they don't know what to do now. Because you didn't buy a ticket to go to the Marshall game. You bought a ticket to go to the bowl game. So always try to get your tickets through Marshall first, if you can. If you can't, then I understand. But there are a lot of takes on this right now. People that maybe know a little of the situation. There are some that don't know anything about the situation, just throwing things out there. And it comes down to this: you didn't have enough football players to compete in that game. You just didn't have enough. Positions were decimated. You lost 3 quarterbacks. Health and safety might be a convenient excuse, according to some of you, but at the end of the day, I mean, you know what? Let's roll these guys out there. We don't have enough. Let's roll them out there so we don't embarrass our fans. Or you look at this as, okay, what can be done to not have this happen again? What can happen between now and next season and beyond to prevent this? Do we look at how this situation was handled from the athletic department's point of view, the university? Will the NCAA do anything? Probably not. That's my honest answer. They're not going to do anything. What are they going to do? Oh, you're right. Poor Marshall. You got decimated by the transfer portal. Okay, we're going to file a court case. We're going to file. We're just going to file. We're going to try to get it changed. Nothing's going to happen because the NCAA is a paper tiger at this point. And I don't know if real legislation is going to happen. And what do you have that legislation say? That players cannot enter a transfer portal until all of football is done, and then you have to scramble to find your new home? Or do you make these college football players actually employees and you hold them to contracts? I don't know what the answer is, but I don't think that the NCAA is going to have that answer anytime soon. And to be quite honest with you, this is probably going to be here to stay. All right, I got some photos. Thanks to the texter. They just sent me photos. Let's see how many people are at this event. That's a nice crowd so far. Got a lot of people that showed up, so that's good. I'm glad there are a lot of folks that are out there watching the traffic, waiting for the bus to show up. So about now, hopefully in the next few minutes, the bus will be there. So texture says, Paul, go Herd. They had a great season. Absolutely, they had a great season. They got to compete for a national championship. They won a national championship in 2021, the 2020 championship. They got to compete for a second national championship, fell short. But at the same time, I don't think that this is a situation where, we're not going to ever have that opportunity again as fans to watch. So I appreciate the text. If you're there, you're actually listening right now, you've got pictures of the event, send them in, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. You can also find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Paul Swann, and we'll retweet any photos that you post as well. More coming up, including your text when we continue on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Save big money on everything you need at Menards. Bring charm and warmth to your home with a Hensley electric fireplace from Pleasant Hearth. Easily adjust the flame's brightness and temperature with the included remote control. It features a classic white finish with farmhouse-style details, plus storage for your home entertainment. Hurry in now to Menards and view all our great deals on Menards.com right now.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Stuck in a state of falling behind, struggling to keep up with kids, finances, insurance, and life? Well, let your State Farm agent help you simplify and get to a better state. With State Farm handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money, too. Adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40% to help you get ahead. Call an agent today and get to a better state with State Farm. In Huntington, John Garden, 304-525-1116. And in Barbersville, Marcia Slater, 304-736-6100. Metro Community Federal Credit Union has been serving the Huntington community for 70 years and is proud to announce our newest location in Lavalette is now open. Wayne County residents, you now have access to a modern banking facility, a full range of services, advanced technology, expert financial advice, and even a smart coffee kiosk cafe. Learn more about Metro Community Federal Credit Union online at metrocommunityfcu.com or visit us today on 5th Street Road.
Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
Hey Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. It's that time of year again, football season. Frank's has you covered from Marshall, WVU, the rest of college football to the NFL. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials they have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's. Check them out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
I'm Nori, and when I was young, my mom opened our home to someone who needed a secure and safe place. She taught him what it was like to have someone care about you, having dinner at home or going out to eat together.
In West Virginia, families open their homes every year to adult family care.
Some folks need a little extra help, but everybody deserves a family.
Call the Department of Human Services and ask to speak to an adult family care home finder at 304-269-6820. Sponsored by the West Virginia Department of Human Services, the West Virginia Broadcasters Association, and this station. This project is supported by the Administration for Community Living, ACL, of the United States U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, as part of a financial assistance award totaling $1,227,345, with 100% funded by ACL HHS. The contents are those of the authors and do not necessarily represent the official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL HHS or the U.S. government.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
As a prospective college student, one way you can save money on higher education is to earn college credit while you're still in high school. You can save hundreds, even thousands of dollars by taking dual credit courses, which let you earn high school credit and college credit at the same time. Want to learn more about dual credit courses? Visit the website of the Kentucky Higher Education Assistance Authority at kheaa.com. That's kheaa.com.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Final segment for today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Plenty of time for you to get your text in. It's going to be a limited opportunity for you this week, so let's make the most of it. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Don't forget, coming up tonight, we've got the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. WVU taking on number 25 Memphis. We go on the air at 9 o'clock tonight, and that's right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Tomorrow we will be off. We've got a doubleheader of college football action. We'll have the Boca Raton Bowl. We'll have the LA Bowl. All of that coming up tomorrow. And then I'll be back with you on Thursday. Friday, we're going to have a full day of football. We've got college football playoffs coming up this weekend as well. And, of course, for those of you that want to keep up with the Thundering Herd on the basketball side, lock it in on 93.7 The Dog, because we're going to have football all weekend long. And we're going to take you all the way up to the national championship. So keep it locked right here. We're getting close to that Christmas, finally, that Christmas week. So I hope you guys have got some great plans for the holidays. And thanks for letting me at least be a part of the holiday season with you. Just a few minutes will remain, so let's get to the text line, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Texter says, Paul, I don't like money teams. I don't like money players in college. It's all about money. I appreciate the text, and I agree with you. I don't like the direction college athletics has gone, because college was different from the NFL. As far as football was concerned, it was different. And I'm not talking about the skill level. I'm talking about the traditions, the pageantry, all the things that the pomp, the circumstance, you're playing for your school. I mean, if you look at the Army-Navy game, that's college football right there. Absolutely. That's college football. You look at college football outside of some of those situations, and it's just not meaning as much anymore. I mean, people are still going to watch, and it's going to draw record numbers, I'm sure. People are going to watch, and the power schools are going to fill those stadiums up, and there's going to be a huge demand for college football programming. You're going to have the playoff. It's 12 teams right now. I don't know if you can talk the power schools into expanding either further, but maybe give it a few years and you stiff a few more teams and maybe you expand that thing. Who knows? Or they change the dynamic. How dare those group of 5 teams invade our party? How dare they? So it's changed. I mean, you got North Carolina making a major hire. Bill Belichick. He's going to run North Carolina like it's an NFL team. And they're there for it. And so it has changed. The dynamic has changed. And I don't know how you put the soap back in the bottle. I don't know how you do that. You want to still have the foundation of what makes college football different than pro football. But you want to make sure these student athletes have opportunities. There's a lot of money being generated off of their backs. And so there has to be a system that allows them to benefit. It used to be, look, you got a scholarship, you got room and board. But in this day and age, is that enough? When there's a lot of money being made, and a lot of it's television. Television is absolutely making it more difficult. But how much stuff was going on behind closed doors anyway? How much of that was going on? There was stuff going on. There is money always changing hands. Just got to be a little bit more out in the open with it now. And so we've turned this into a business transaction. This is transactional. I'm going to Marshall because I think I can thrive there. And hey, if I do well here, maybe I can make it to the next level. Maybe an SEC school that overlooked me will see, oh, hey, you know what? This kid's good. Let's give him a second chance. Let's look at him. And that's what you're seeing. A lot of people are coming to situations like Marshall, like, okay, if I do well here and prove myself, then I've got an opportunity to maybe make it to a higher level school. I think what you're seeing. It's different in other sports, but for football, you're not going to see a majority of players staying the entire time. Before you recruited someone, you developed someone, they stayed with your university through it all. And then it started to open up a little bit. And if you really wanted out, okay, you could leave, but you'd have to sit out a year. And then more court cases and more things got struck down. And here we are now, where it's the wild, wild west, the inactivity, the indecision, the NCAA has not gotten ahead of this. And now how can the NCAA get ahead of this? If it could have regulated this ahead of time and attacked it straight on years ago, maybe this situation is going to be better. And unfortunately, I don't think a team like Marshall losing a bowl opportunity is going to be enough to tip the scales back to make this make sense. One can hope. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'll be back with you in a couple of days. We got football action tonight. Tomorrow, we got football action all throughout the next couple of weeks. Hope you enjoy it. Stay warm for those of you out there that are welcoming the soccer team back. I'll be back with you on Wednesday. We'll have football. So I'll be back with you on Thursday. And then Friday, we'll be back into bowl mode again. So we got a lot going on. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Paul Swann. I would appreciate a follow. The more, the merrier. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back with you on Thursday. Until then, have a great night, everyone.
Broadcasting from the Dave & Buster's studios. Eat, drink, play, and watch at Dave & Buster's in the Huntington Mall. ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. WRBC, W231BS Huntington.